So you want to listen to a pretty alright podcast about wrestling, do ya?
Well, the natural lad, Jim Swag, has said time and time again that there's only one podcast that's the most decent and the most alrightest in the industry today.
And that's it's the Game Rage Wrestling Podcast.
Hot diggity damn. Oh man, we're back again. Welcome everyone to the Game Rage Wrestling Podcast. My name's Josh, here today as usual with good buddy Adam.
Greetings.
And we're going to talk about this fucking bash in Berlin. We're going to talk about what happened. We're going to talk about what we thought about it. And, just also, don't worry, we're definitely going to shit on Cody Rhodes today. So if you came here for that, you will get your fill of Cody Rhodes hate. But before we get into that, if you want to listen to more of our stuff, you go to GameRageMagazine.com. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine, Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag, YouTube, Game Rage Magazine. You can also follow Adam at All Gas No Trash Official on Instagram, and you can go listen to the All Gas No Trash podcast. And if you like the animes, if you like the mangas, you can go listen to the Anime Syndicate, and you can hear Frank talk about anime and how much he loves it, and you can hear me talk about how much I hate it.
And you cannot listen to him talk about Kaneko Man.
Because he never talks about Kaneko Man. Anyways, that's that Anime Syndicate podcast, and you can hear him on Instagram or follow him on Instagram at anime_syndicate_podcast. Also, hell, if you like Star Wars, go check out the Game Rage Star Wars podcast because that's back now. So, good luck. What do you don't fucking say things about it? Don't fucking
Let it die.
No, I'm not. No, I'm bringing it back, dude. I did CPR on that shit.
No.
I gave it mouth to mouth, mouth to dick, mouth to butthole. I gave it everything.
No, I wanted to be like Kylo Ren when he said, or Ben Solo when he said, we can leave it all behind. We can let the past burn. Let it die.
Nah, we're bringing it back. We're living in the past.
We could be moving on to greater things, but
no, it's just adding. We're re-adding another one back to the mix, and we already have bigger and greater things coming soon, anyways. So before we we already did that. So the plugs are over.
Well, anyways, talking about
bring up the match
irony.
card.
Huh?
Just want to bring up the match card real quick because I fucking already forgot.
Talk about irony of me moving on from things and then going back and talking about Darth Vader, the 2015 series. If you want to listen to that, you check out Panel to Panel on YouTube or perhaps GameRageMagazine.com. But if you do listen on YouTube, it's at Game Rage Magazine. You can follow, subscribe, comment, share all your wildest dreams, your deepest secrets.
Oh yeah, we love that.
In the comments, please. We'd love it. But if you could throw us a follow, we'd certainly appreciate it. You have been doing us a real service on YouTube with the subscribers, and it has not been unnoticed. Double negative. I'm a fucking idiot. So
that's all right. We're all idiots here.
thanks, and keep up the good work. We appreciate it. It's helping us out a lot, and you are certainly showing up in terms of the numbers, and we thank you dearly.
Indeed. All right. Well, let's talk about this goddamn bash in Berlin here, or bash in Berlin, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah. All right.
So, Jesus Christ. I made a comment to you about, I don't know if I hate WWE again because I think we literally predicted the entire outcome of this to a T.
The thing I think I fucked up on, because I thought they were going to milk it longer, was the Terror Twins versus...
That's a terrible fucking name too, by the way.
It doesn't... You know what would be cooler, and even if it is simple, they should have just been called Absolute Terror or something like that. Or something better, not Terror Twins.
That's so stupid, man.
Wonder Twins activate.
Yeah. And also, it was even stupider that Damian Priest had it on his fucking leg too, like an asshole. Anyways, all right. So it started off, as I predicted, with the goddamn Cody Rhodes shitfest starting off the night.
Dude, so we're going to do another episode.
Yes.
And it's going to be about the diminishing prestige of a title whether it's because somebody holds it or the storyline contributes to it or whatever the fuck it is. Whatever reason, we're going to talk about it in its own episode. So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, that'll be probably the next episode. That'll be out on like Wednesday. So stay tuned for that. But so we won't get into too much detail about that here. But I did call that. I said that Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens was going to open the fucking show.
Disgusting.
And it is disgusting how that happened. Again, that is the main title. That is supposed to. Roman Reigns held this title for fucking 4 years or whatever, and now it's the opening match at pay-per-views. Now, I understand, and I am willing to go on the limb and say that I understand that because it's in Berlin, it's European, Gunther is the fucking World Heavyweight Champion. That's going to be the match that closes the show, all right? Guaranteed. I'm okay with that. But this title shouldn't have gone on first. This title should have gone on maybe like the second to last. Maybe... I don't think it should have gone anywhere else second to last. It should have gone on right before. You give us 2 title matches in a row. Fuck yeah, let's do it, right? This match was kind of, I mean, listen, it meant nothing. We knew what was going to happen. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I will say the only good thing that came out of this, or one of the few good things that came out of this whole pay-per-view, in my opinion, is that Wade Barrett needs to be put on fucking commentary. And get rid of Corey Graves and Pat McAfee and fucking just Michael Cole and Wade Barrett can take care of business.
Yeah, as far as pay-per-views go, I don't need Pat McAfee or Corey Graves going off like, oh my God, literally anything. Like the more sensible voice, Wade Barrett, the story he was telling within matches as far as like commentary went,
yeah,
it just paired so nicely with Michael Cole. Like it just flowed better. I don't know, man. This was, if we're going to do like a good and bad about Bash in Berlin, I have to say the commentary was probably one of the highlights.
Yeah, it really was. It really was great. And anyways, this Cody Rhodes match just fucking, again, with the goddamn finishers. Please stop doing finishers, guys. Just please stop. Let's just stop calling it that. If we're going to fucking have finishers where you do them 3 times on somebody, and then the 4th time you go to do it, they reverse it and give you their finisher, and then you then kick out of that finisher. All right, man, I'm out. I'm out. Don't even fucking call them finishers anymore. Just call it a signature move. That's what they used to be called. Those moves that didn't kill you used to be called a signature move. And that was a good move. You might be able to end a match with it, but probably not. Because that's what you got your finisher for. Your finisher is going to be the thing that kills them, and they're dead. They might kick out one time if they're super fucking strong, possibly. But that's it. Also, there was a moment during the match when Cody Rhodes very obviously was telling Kevin Owens what was going to happen next. He like did this thing where Kevin Owens was kind of like on a knee, like half kind of bent over, and he runs up to him like, hey man, I got to tell you something. Literally ran up to him with this look on his face of, I got to tell him something. And he starts talking, because you know how like before, every wrestler in like the 90s and the 80s, they all had long ass hair, and it was to cover them talking to each other, right? That was like the whole point of the long hair, why everybody had to have long hair. Okay, it made it easier. They don't have that no more now, right?
And the camera angles too.
Right, the camera angles. So he comes in and but see, the thing where he fucked up is he started talking before he put his head next to him. So he starts talking and he literally goes, all right, man, this is what we're gonna do next. Like you see him say that. And then he goes, and as he's saying that, he's still trying to move in closer. And then Kevin Owens, not knowing where he was, just pops up and fucking cracks him in the face with the back of his head. And then they're like, oh, no. And then he goes in closer and he's like, oh, and then he tells them what they're going to do or whatever. Calls the next move set. And cool, listen, I understand that's how wrestling works, but like, man, could you please fucking hide it a little better? And I will also say another one of the good things, and it was highlighted very well, at least in this match. The cinematography was, I felt like it was just off the chains, man. It was on another epic scale. Like the way that they just presented it it felt epic.
Yeah, there's something, I don't know what it is about the cameras, because there's one specific camera. It's the one that's inside the ring.
Yeah.
looking at either Cody Rhodes or Kevin Owens and what's the woman's name? I forgot. The ring announcer.
I think her name's Layla. Is it Layla something? I don't know.
think so.
Well, let me look it up. Anyways, go ahead. I'll look it up while you're doing that.
But dude, it looks like what is it? Well, the NFL started doing that. I don't know if it's called like a prime lens.
Oh, Samantha Irvin. That's her
Samantha
name.
Irvin,
Yeah.
right. I don't know if it's called a prime lens, but it makes the depth of field shallow, and it makes the if I'm not mistaken, it cuts the depth of field and it concentrates like on the subject, which would be the people within the ring, right?
Yeah.
And it just looks it looks cinematic, dude. I don't know how else to describe it, but it looks like a Rocky movie, like or Raging Bull or some shit. It just looks cool, and it doesn't look like any of the other cameras. And it's even like, I think one of the cameras for the entrance. I could be wrong about that. Maybe it's all the cameras, but it certainly does look better overall.
Yeah, I agree. And if we could get this cinematography with Attitude Era or like early to mid 2000s level storyline content, WWE would be unstoppable. There'd be nothing even close to touching it.
Yeah.
But all in all, this match was not good. I mean, listen, Kevin Owens can wrestle, but I didn't like it was very nonsensical. Oh, he wants to attack his knee, and then, God, Jesus Christ, the way this motherfucker Cody Rhodes goes up to the top rope, okay? He does that thing. He bounds up two of the ropes just fine, gets to the top, fully extends his knee, then goes to bend back down like he's gonna do his backflip or whatever the fuck he's gonna do, and then goes, my knee. Gets back down, lands on his foot that the knee's injured of, and then goes, oh, wait a minute, and then like bends, my knee, and then he's selling his knee. Kevin Owens is like, I want to fucking take out his knee, but like, I can't, man. It's honor and respect or some shit. And I will say, Wade Barrett making the comment of Kevin Owens has lost the killer instinct. And that's why he hasn't held a singles title in 7 fucking years. And honestly, I didn't realize it had been that long that Kevin Owens hadn't had a singles title. And as we were talking about earlier, Kevin Owens is just an advanced jobber at this point.
Yeah.
And not having held a singles title in 7 fucking years, that's ridiculous.
But it's also possible with guys in like the later part of their career, with people like AJ Styles that decide that time for title runs or anything, that time's over. I'd rather just get paid now.
Sure, yeah.
Kevin Owens might be that guy.
Yeah, could be.
And it might be that case. I mean, because I don't even know if he cared about this match. Like, even though he was part of it.
It certainly didn't seem like he cared about this match.
Yeah. Maybe the kayfabe reason is that he's like, well, I only got this match because Cody Rhodes invited me. Invited me to do this match. And one of the things, and this is to me what summarized the whole fucking match between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens that I didn't fucking like. There was a point where they were exchanging super kicks.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh my God, look, it's AEW.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, fuck this thing, dude.
Yeah.
So now super kicks don't mean anything, or they haven't meant anything for a long time. And they're doing this AEW bullshit where it's just a spot fest. And I just didn't care. I really didn't care for it. And I think the part about Kevin Owens not going after Cody Rhodes by any means necessary to become champion, also, I don't know how to phrase it in the way that I want to.
Yeah.
But it's like, Cody Rhodes is only champion because he lost to a nicer person, or like niceness was the reason that he's still champion. And this is one of the contributing reasons that I think the undisputed title has fucking diminished, because of stupid matches like this where you have two faces facing each other, possibly one being teased turning heel in Kevin Owens. But,
right.
In so many words, in the words of the ever disgraced Hulk Hogan, that doesn't work for me, brother.
Yeah, it's not gonna work for me, brother.
I think this match made Cody Rhodes look weaker and made the title so much worse. And it shows because it opened the fucking pay-per-view, thus making it seemingly worthless. And now I even hold the World Heavyweight Championship in higher regard. And I would say, as a result of the Gunther and Randy Orton match, there is a little bit more prestige added to the title itself, even though the match functionally did its job. But how it was executed, I don't really know. But we'll get to that. Working our way through the matches. So
Right.
what's the next one we're going to?
So the next match after that was, we'll just go in order of the show, because the next match after that was the Jada Carter. It was the women's tag team match.
I skipped that.
Didn't watch it. Didn't care. Everyone says it was bad. It probably was, and I don't care at all.
Yeah.
So then the next match after that was the
CM Punk and Drew McIntyre.
The strap match. That match was good. That match entertained. I was entertained at a sports entertainment on that match.
Mm-hmm.
And
We opened with Drew McIntyre whooping CM Punk's ass before the bell had even rung. They didn't have straps on, so he kind of already had an upper hand to begin with. And yeah, man, you know what? I got to compliment CM Punk on his physique, man. Like this is the best. This is the best he's looked. Pretty much is in his entire career. Like he looks buff. He looks like he can hold his own against Drew McIntyre. So I was rather impressed. I'm like, dude, he's actually carrying the match pretty all right. Like his end of the match, I'm like, yeah, dude, this guy can do it. 4 GTSs in a row. Fuck yeah. Like this is great.
Oh yeah. And I think this was definitely good for. This was great for both of them. And this is just, and as we had called it, of course CM Punk's gonna win this match because they need to keep this feud going for a fucking while longer, because it is fucking the only thing keeping them going right now, or one of the only things keeping them going. Especially, Raw is now clearly the #1 show.
It is, yeah.
SmackDown is AIDS basically, and it's sad to say, it sucks, but
it does, because think about this: how many titles, including the U.S. Championship, which was aired before Bash in Berlin, which it was on Friday, right?
Yeah, it was on SmackDown.
U.S. Championship had its match on SmackDown. Therefore, it's not important enough to be on a PLE. Additionally, and I hate to do this because much like Josh just straight up fucking bashing Cody Rhodes because he has to get that in every fucking episodes, I'm going to shit on the Wyatt Six. Where was that in the fucking pay-per-view so that we can get the idea that the Wyatt Six are important?
Yeah. Why weren't they at least coming in to fuck with somebody?
Why didn't we get Bo Dallas versus Chad Gable to open the goddamn pay-per-view?
Yeah. Instead of the goddamn one of your main titles.
Yeah. So that diminishes to me the Wyatt Six and seemingly give me the idea that they're not that important. So I know we're talking about Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, but we're if we're talking about matches or potential
relevant,
the card itself, like there could have been so many things that they did to elevate other people and they didn't fucking do it.
Yeah, I mean, another and I don't know why they only went with this short. I mean, I get it because they're in Germany, they didn't want to bring everybody over and pay the money probably, but this 5 matches or whatever it was just did not seem like it was fucking enough.
No.
And so the CM Punk strap match, there was that little sequence when, even though it fucking technically should have not been allowed to happen because of the rules, when he was carrying him on his, McIntyre was carrying him on his shoulders and he was fucking hitting a thing, and then CM Punk would hit it, and then he would hit it, and then CM Punk would hit it, and then he would hit it, CM Punk would hit it. And then they fought each other, and then they broke it up, and nobody got to fucking get the thing. That was a cool little sequence, even though it was completely absurd and ridiculous. But that's part of the absurdity and ridiculousness that we enjoy with the wrestling. We can put that aside because it's entertaining.
Yeah, I think for myself personally, I think there was a little bit more to be desired about the bull rope itself. I think they could have done more, like wrapping it around the person's neck, or
true.
Other than just whipping the shit at each other. I mean, it's like one-dimensional when there could be so many more things that could be done with the tether between them, or the
And I did think it was weird the first time I'd ever seen the lights with the fucking strap match thing. Like, I was like, are we watching the NHL to see goals go in? Like, what the fuck's happening here? Like, I don't know if I liked that. I don't need a visual aid to know who's hitting what. But I don't know. I guess they felt the need to do that for some reason. So I don't know what the reason is, but every other strap match I think this is the first time I've ever seen that in a strap match. It did seem like an unnecessary addition.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe it made it easier for people to understand like who was hitting what or what was going on, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. And then there was a spot where CM Punk got his ass dropped on
a table,
on a table that he set up.
That was fun.
Now I'm thinking, okay, well, the person that sets up the table is going to be the person that goes through it.
Yeah, of course. That's generally what happens, I feel like.
As far as like the ending itself, I think the last third of it was really funny. Was that once Drew McIntyre kind of had him in his sights, or ready to put CM Punk away, he pulls out this the bracelet that he's coveted for since the duration of this rivalry.
Yeah, and
it is rather hilarious to see Drew McIntyre pull the bracelet out of his fucking crotch, which has the name of his dog and his wife.
Yeah,
I'm like, I wonder if this dude had it as a cock ring, like he just wrapped around his dick or whatever. Yeah, it's got dick cheese and everything.
Well, the funny part was when CM Punk got it back, he fucking kissed it, and I was like,
"Oh my god, I didn't even think." Yeah, he did.
I was like, "Why the fuck would you do that?"
Yeah,
you just literally sucked Drew McIntyre's dick cheese off of that.
Yeah,
like it. And listen, if I'm Drew McIntyre on Raw, that's my promo. Is I'm coming out saying, "Hey, listen. I may have lost the match, but CM Punk, you lost life because you fucking made out with the thing that was around my balls and dick for 3/4 of that match." That's the promo. Yep.
Stinky pits and all.
Yep,
baby.
exactly. Stinky pits and all, baby. That's the fucking promo. And I hope Drew McIntyre does that on Monday Night Raw this week. I hope we get that.
Yeah, because then that'll be a nice little addition for Bad Blood to build up more hate between them.
Yes, and I'm still calling for a Hell in a Cell match at Bad Blood between these two. I mean, this fucking rivalry has been going on since what? Royal Rumble? Is when this whole thing kind of started between them?
Yeah, allegedly, because the reason that he was put out was because he tore his triceps as a result of Drew McIntyre doing a DDT. I forgot
whatever.
Whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, so that's kind of when this whole thing started. So it has been enough time. I mean, they've only had 2 matches, but they've been involved in all kinds of shit with each other since then, essentially. So I think that a Hell in a Cell is warranted at this point, and we haven't had one in several years.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm down, and I think that's why they brought back the Bad Blood nameplate or whatever. Is to do it for that. So I'm calling it right now, Hell in a Cell, Bad Blood. I did say it, I think, last episode, but I'm saying it again. Hell in a Cell, Bad Blood, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. That's gonna be off the chains. Yeah. That might be one we have to watch fucking live. I think we might have to do a live commentary of that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
For
sure. So to credit Wade Barrett once more, one thing that he pointed out that I thought was cool, referencing the continuity of the rivalry itself, saying that CM Punk has let his emotions get the best of him, and when CM Punk at one point was going to tag 2 or 3 of the corners, he says something along the lines about, the emotion part. He's like, "Why are you doing this? You could just tap all 4 corners by now if you had fucking." So CM Punk ended up like doing more damage to Drew McIntyre for the sake of being a sadistic bastard. And I don't know. I just genuinely appreciated fucking Wade Barrett's commentary and how well it complimented Michael Cole to the point that it wasn't just Pat McAfee or Corey Graves just shouting shit out for the sake of doing it.
I agree.
To have like a Jerry Lawler moment or whatever. Anyways,
I agree.
What else do we have?
After that, we had the mixed tag, which was the Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley versus Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
That match that was the most, or I wouldn't say that match, that felt like they were fucking, that felt good, I feel like. I feel like that match
like it wasn't choreographed?
Yeah, I felt like they were like that was a fight, kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I do think that the Terror Twins is fucking. They need to get rid of that. They need to come up with something better.
I also don't think it's gonna last because it's like, what are they gonna do post this?
Yeah, I mean, this all it's good for. What are they gonna start another stable with the two of them? I mean, maybe, and then they fight the Judgment Day with another like two stables fighting each other. I mean, I guess maybe, but it's like. That's your guys' theme. Like, your theme is fucking this Judgment Day, like, this fucking goth punk fucking shit or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can fucking start another stable like that and
No,
make
you
it make
can't.
sense. Like, especially with the goddamn Wyatt 6 bullshit going on. I mean, we don't need any more weird shit going on, all right? We just need to fucking keep it straight, I guess. But they're going to feud with the Judgment Day for sure.
Yeah.
The Terror Twins. Rhea Ripley fucking just looking fucking jacked as fuck, man. Like,
Yeah, and also, man, it's like the Judgment Day was holding her back in so many ways. Not
Yeah.
only as somebody that can hold their own and stand on their own 2 feet, but she looked fucking crazy. Like,
oh yeah, unhinged, man.
without Dominic being,
Yeah.
you know, her little bitch boy or whatever.
Yeah.
I liked it, man.
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley being like just looking for her opportunity to do something to Dominic. My favorite part of the match, which is just something stupid, was I think Dominic had rammed Damian Priest into the steel steps and everything, and it's so fucking. He's such a great heel dude. Like, he's really coming to his own, but he flexes with like. As lean as he is, and
Yeah.
you're just like, oh my man, this is fucking great. Like, somebody that has no business like flexing
Yeah.
is demonstrating his strength or his machismo or whatever. And yeah, like I that was one of my favorite moments in the match.
Yeah, same here. And I like this feud. I like this. It's high drama, right? It's my stories. It's the soap opera shit. And I'm all in favor of this fucking continuing. I don't know what you do with it when it's done, but I don't really care at this point. Let's just keep it going. It's gonna go to Bad Blood. They're gonna have some kind of, maybe it's like a mixed lumberjack match or some shit like that, and the Judgment Day's on the outside, and maybe then the Terror Twins get to pick some people that are gonna eventually be added to their stable of terror or whatever the fuck they're gonna call it.
Yeah.
But I am fully in favor of this shit. The drama was there. Like, you could fucking feel it, man. Like, you could feel the shit. And again, unhinged Rhea Ripley is peak fucking Rhea Ripley, man. She needs to keep this shit going. I hope they let her just keep doing it. And when it gets to, I hope this unhinged shit is still going when we get to Netflix, because then she'll be able to do some really crazy shit. And I kind of hope this feud between her and Liv Morgan doesn't really get settled this year. I hope they wait to settle it next year when we made the transition, and maybe it's like a WrestleMania thing, and we can really do some heavy, crazy shit. And that would be cool. But the match itself, I mean, overall,
I think it's what you would expect from
Dominic Mysterio and fucking Damian Priest. I will say, Damian Priest looked good. He wasn't like fucking shit up a lot. I felt like, for the most part. And I was like, all right, the match, the wrestling was better than I thought it would be. Right, going into it, listen, Rhea Ripley can wrestle like a motherfucker. Liv Morgan's all right, but I mean, like, all around, I feel like everybody was kind of they were putting in fucking work.
Yeah.
So
if I'm not mistaken, one of the things that ended up happening was they both got hands on each of their respective competitors, right?
Yeah.
So like Rhea Ripley got Liv Morgan, and they both did a Razor's Edge, which was fucking sweet. But I mean, it's kind of what you would expect from Liv Morgan and Dominic to use like cheap tactics, distracting the ref, pulling Damian Priest's leg to, because I don't remember what happened. Like Dominic was in the ring and got injured, or got beaten to a pulp by Damian Priest, and then Liv Morgan swipes his fucking leg to distract him. And then, of course, we have the typical bullshit of what you would expect from a stable, which further devalues Finn Balor, that he's been relegated to a group that now I can conceivably believe that he is not going to be able to stand on his own 2 feet when they eventually have Finn Balor versus Damian Priest.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing. Like, is fucking Finn Balor the leader of the Judgment Day, or is Dominic Mysterio the leader of the Judgment Day right now?
I don't know. If we're talking about degrees of importance to the story, like who matters most,
He's not even on the fucking radar.
Dominic is probably the more interesting person.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Finn Balor ain't even on the fucking radar. And, you know, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck this is. I mean, this, like you said, it does diminish him quite handily. And that's sad.
Yeah. Yeah, but full display of power from Rhea Ripley, clotheslining Liv Morgan and then doing a riptide at the end of the match, and her posturing herself like she was penetrating fucking Liv Morgan. Man, I really thought, as far as the outcome, I really didn't expect them to. I don't know if this feud is going to conclude, but I did not expect Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley to actually win, because I thought they were going to drag this out, because I thought Liv Morgan and Dominic were going to win by illegitimate means, rather, with Carlito and JD McDonough getting involved to do their shenanigans, distract them, and I don't know. I really thought they were going to. That's the one thing I feel as though I definitely missed on.
One of the things that I noticed, and I think I noticed this with Backlash, I feel like possibly too, these ones that are in Europe where they're going there for the first time in like ever, the heels are losing. Like the faces are winning, right? Or the people who are face there are winning, right? I mean, Gunther's not necessarily a fucking heel or a face here, but I mean, he is a face there. He wins, right? I think they're trying to crowd please a little bit. Because I also didn't think that if they want to continue this feud, I feel like the fucking heel has to win the first go around to keep people interested, to keep the babyface chasing. You know what I'm saying? And then they have the second match. The babyface comes from behind, and now they caught it up 1-1. And then, you know, I don't know if maybe that's why they did this. Is maybe this feud will die here. I don't think so. I mean, you think that they got to get a rematch at some point.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see what the future holds for it. But after that, you got any more to say on this one?
No, I think I pretty much said everything I need to. And then we have Gunther versus Randy Orton.
Yep.
And I think functionally, when I say functionally, like the objective was completed to make Gunther look stronger. And I guess the overall story that is being told is that Gunther took a fucking beating, that the shoulder that Randy Orton just kind of worked on pretty much the entire match was kind of like what was the anchoring point of the match itself. And then also the psychological aspect of trying to get into Gunther's head by working the crowd, and because there was quite a bit of people that were cheering for Randy Orton. But I think this definitely makes Gunther look good, because he faced another heel, and now he's kind of like the top dog as far as being a heel. I think Randy Orton's somewhere in between right now. Like, he's not exactly face or heel, which is the character he's kind of always been.
Yeah.
But Gunther came out looking good in this. I will say, like, as far as like the execution goes, it was kind of, I don't want to say it was a boring match, but it was entertaining. A lot of like striking, like, you know, what you would expect from Gunther with the chops and everything, and also like Gunther being put in a lot of holds. Like, I thought it kind of catered. I could tell it was catered towards Randy Orton not being the person he was 20 years ago, like not being the young buck that he once was. So I think that was kind of like obvious to me that this match was more. How do we make Gunther look strong, but how do we make it easy for Randy Orton to get through the match? And that's how I think like this match looked to me.
Right.
But I think the ending of the match was the real strong point for me, where the ending, I mean, for such a move like the sleeper hold to end the match, I thought it was kind of cool. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, so it is possible that a sleeper hold, because we never actually see anybody get put in a sleeper hold and get knocked out.
They do that whole thing with the arm, and then they always fucking at the last second, then they pull up, and then they hulk up, and they get out of it, you know, like that kind of thing.
So this match finishing with Randy Orton falling asleep, or not even tapping out, but I'm like, okay, I like the fact that a normal fucking move actually put somebody away. it wasn't Gunther's finisher
Yeah.
or the chops or anything like that. It was just straight a chokehold.
Yep, that's
Something fucking normal. And he took a beating the entire match, was able to take all of Randy Orton's bullshit. And I mean, I think one of the highlight of the spots was like I think they ended up doing like a superplex or a suplex off the top ropes in the corner.
Yeah.
For two guys that are like 6 feet.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that shit must be crazy to see in person. So
Yeah, serious.
how did you feel about the match?
I mean, like you said, it functionally did the job. I did feel like it was like, all right, we have limitations here with Randy Orton. Like, not that he's phoning it in, because that's not the right word. It's like, he's not the same guy. I mean, he's got a few fucking couple spinal cord things or spinal fucking, what are those called? The little spine things. I don't think that Randy Orton I don't think it's a bad thing that he can't put on those kind of matches before. I think he's also just trying to figure out, like, okay, what can I do and what can't I do now? And how can I highlight and hide the fact that I can't do this shit? And I mean, this was the beginnings of him figuring that out. I feel like, for real, like really trying to like, okay, let me just see what we got here. Mm-hmm. And functionally, it did the job. It made Gunther look strong, and it gave his saying, okay, cool, he is a legitimate champion now. After defeating Damian Priest and taking the belt off of him at SummerSlam.
And also resolving the issue at King of the Ring to get, for him to win King of the Ring.
Right.
And because he didn't have his shoulders pinned, so now we have that resolution for that.
Right, exactly.
I think, what do you do now after like post Randy Orton? To who else do you line up to get him across the finish line to further sell him as a legitimate champion? Like, yes, you have to start adding on the days like of him being champion for X amount of days, because this is one example of a person that has done right by a title when he was once the IC title champion for 666 days, I think they mentioned.
Yeah.
Definitely did it. And he brought prestige back to the IC title, and then it was washed away with Sami Zayn being champion, only to head it over to
Braun Breaker.
So I don't know what else you do to make Gunther look, to add more prestige to the World Heavyweight Championship in Gunther, but at least this was like a very quick, immediate match to make everybody look good. Well, especially him.
Here's where I think they go. I don't know if the next month is enough time to get him in another feud already going, right? Because Bad Blood's coming up in October.
Yeah.
As the name suggests, they're already setting up that Cody Rhodes is... I think what they're going to do is they're going to do the bullshit that they did when Hell in a Cell was its own fucking pay-per-view and every match was a goddamn Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to do that so far with this, but they're going to have 2 Hell in a Cell matches. It's going to be CM Punk versus fucking Drew McIntyre, and it's going to be Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa in a Hell in a Cell match, right? That makes sense to me. I think that they leave the World Heavyweight title off of this pay-per-view. I don't think that they put him in a match with anybody. I think he sits this one out. And I think they're going to start building something. I don't think it's going to be something that will likely get resolved at Survivor Series or whatever his next feud's going to be is going to be there. Maybe he'll do, maybe he'll do a couple title defenses on Raw in the meantime, give the people something to feel like, oh, we're getting something, on regular TV or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily think he has a match, or maybe maybe he starts a program with somebody that's already in something, and he goes and sits at ringside and does commentary or something like that, right? During that match, maybe something happens and he gets involved or some shit like that. But I don't think Gunther will have a proper match at Bad Blood, and I also don't think, as much as the titles need to be defended at pay-per-views, but they need to be defended when they make sense. And I don't think it makes sense if the pay-per-view is called Bad Blood and the main draw is people having these like ends to these death feuds or whatever. He doesn't have any death feuds with anybody right now, so it doesn't make sense to have him on there.
Not really, no.
So, I mean, we're probably going to get another mixed tag match with them or something with the Rhea Ripley situation and Liv Morgan. We're going to get maybe we'll have a one-on-one match with Damian Priest versus Dominic, and maybe a triple threat. Damian Priest and Finn. Maybe Damian Priest versus Finn Balor versus Dominic, and then we'll have Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan. Maybe that'll be for the title belt. Who knows?
That pay-per-view also feels like it's going to be a bit of work to not make it feel like a stretch to fill in the matches, because there isn't a whole lot of things that I think conceivably would fill out a 3-hour pay-per-view.
Right, and I don't think that. Well, again, the Hell in a Cells, those are going to be fucking like probably 45 minutes to an hour each.
Oh yeah,
I mean, those are going to be long. And with the Solo Sikoa one, we're going to see the Bloodline break into the cage. We're going to see Kevin Owens, Randy Orton. Maybe this is where Kevin Owens finally betrays fucking
probably
Cody Rhodes, right? It's during this match. I don't know if he costs him the title, but maybe he betrays him or whatever.
Yeah.
Then we get, again, the Hell in a Cell with what's his name? CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. That probably should be the match that finishes the show, because that one is the most blood feud, and that's going to be the most violent, and that's going to be the one that's like going to be fucking insane.
Relevant to the pay-per-view title itself.
Yeah, exactly. So I say you do that. And I think Gunther gets left off. I think maybe we get to see a Braun Breaker Intercontinental title defense, maybe in some sort of a gimmick match. I don't know what the gimmick would be, but some kind of no holds bar. I don't know. And then we probably see Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley go at it for the title. And then
She gets fucked over by
because you got to have matches that fit with the theme of especially Bad Blood, right? You got to have grudge matches.
This one makes sense. Yeah, for them it makes sense.
Right, and so I don't know how many. I mean, maybe LA Knight. I don't know if he's fucking feuding with anybody right now, like hardcore, or has any major feuds. But like, maybe that's another one you get. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, anyways, but yeah, Bash in Berlin, meh.
Yeah, it was a very vanilla pay-per-view. It's becoming obvious, and I hate to say it, but this needs to change. Maybe this will be its own subject for another episode, but pay-per-views kind of telegraphing what's going to happen as far as like storylines go, and also like trivializing ones that should matter. Like King of the Ring is actually okay now because it has like the same function as the Royal Rumble, with the crown or whatever, to get into SummerSlam. Like that makes sense. Like that's cool.
Yeah.
But Bash in Berlin, who the fuck knows if they even revisit this? But there needs to be pay-per-views that are not the major four, where title defenses, or rather titles change hands for not seemingly for no reason, but like Kevin Owens. What would have been really cool and had people talking is if Kevin Owens actually fucking won.
Yeah.
And won because of this thing, because then Cody Rhodes could come back, get his rematch clause, and then say, you only won because my fucking leg hurt.
Right, yeah.
But we're never going to get that because these pay-per-views are throwaways.
Yeah, they are. And I think, well, that is another thing to talk about in that episode of what I think about the PLE was the downfall of basically these like major events that aren't, any event that's not one of the big four is worthless, because before you had to pay $44.95 to fucking see this shit, see a pay-per-view once a month. And if the card didn't look that great, or there was no real possibility of anything interesting happening, why the fuck are you gonna pay this money? They already got your money. They already got paid basically by Peacock to run these things. So they don't give a shit. This is just like an episode. This is like an advanced episode of Raw, maybe, like at best. And really, maybe it's even worse than that. So, anyways, all right. Well, that's another episode. But you got anything else?
No.
All right. Well, if you like visiting, or if you want to visit our website and go see all the rest of our shit, go to GameRageMagazine.com. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine, Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag, YouTube Game Rage Magazine. You can see all our shit there. If you like anime and manga, go listen to the Anime Syndicate podcast, and you can follow Frank at anime_syndicate_podcast. Additionally, if you like music, go listen to All Gas No Trash and follow Adam at All Gas No Trash Official on Instagram. And just go give Game Rage Star Wars a chance. I don't know. Go give Game Rage Star Wars a chance, see what's up. And then go fuck yourself. I don't know. If you're Cody Rhodes, Mark, definitely go fuck yourself.
was another wonderful, amazing, powerful episode of the Game Rage Wrestling Podcast. And take it from me, ladies and gentlemen, the natural lad, Jet Swag. If there's one podcast, one show you should be listening to, that you should be absolutely grateful for, it's the Game Rage Wrestling Podcast. And one of the things you can do to show your appreciation for all the hard work and dedication that these boys put out day in, day out, just for you people, it's that you can go and you can subscribe and you can like and follow them on the Instagram and the TikTok at Game Rage Magazine. You can also follow them and like them and subscribe to them on the old Twitter, which I don't know what it's called now, but who cares? It's at Game Rage Mag there. Additionally, if you feel the need to really show your appreciation, which you should, then go to their website at www.GameRageMagazine.com and show us some love. Show them some love. And show some love for the natural lad, Jet Swag.